Okay, good morning everyone. For those of you that have joined us for our first Betaden webinar, welcome and hello to Betaden. This morning we're going to kind of run through what a technology accelerator could offer your business, or if you're an individual consultant, really how an accelerator model can support your growth and your direction of creating products, services or solutions. I'm joined by some of our network this morning as well. So as we go through the next 20 minutes, we're hopefully going to give you a really good overview of what Betaden is, a little bit about some of our networks, and hopefully give you the opportunity to ask your questions in our Q&A session, which we'll kind of finish this webinar with. So without further ado, I'm Linda Smith, I'm CEO of Betaden, and I'm delighted to have you with us here this morning. So our agenda for today is the Betaden program structure, past cohort members, so perhaps hear from one or two of our founders from cohort 1 and cohort 2. The application process that some of you have already applied to Betaden to join cohort 3, or some of you thinking about joining, and again perhaps answering some of the queries you may have about what Betaden is and what we're about. The Worcestershire ecosystem is also a big part of this agenda, because obviously we need more tech companies in this location. We need to provide the right kind of support, and again I hope we can give you a flavour of really what Betaden is and why we exist. This picture shows you a typical event that Betaden will be hosting, and I'll come to a little bit more of that later on. So what is Betaden? Betaden is Worcestershire's first ever technology accelerator, and we launched in July 2018, and we're funded currently as a project of Worcestershire Local Enterprise Partnership. This is what we've achieved so far, with only running one current cohort. So we've supported 14 new tech companies and tech innovations have been launched to market. We have been running a series of tech talks and networking to grow the ecosystem here with very relevant tech content and stakeholders like Innovate UK, KTN, KTP, to again make sure that you're getting access to these experts and future funding. We had a showcase event which was hosted at Mazak in Worcester, the machine tool company. We had over 120 attendees at that event, which was giving our cohort 1 the opportunity to pitch their technology and their future commercial pathway. We've also written a 5-year business plan for Betaden over the summer of 2019, which really is about turning us into a proper business rather than a project. So you can see we've got a big ambitious growth plan of how we want to drive Betaden, not just as one accelerator in Malvern Hill Science Park, but also the wider network that technology companies of the future are really going to need if we're going to get the light shone on the talent and the potential for emerging tech. Cohort 3 recruitment launch is something, again, we'll talk to you a little later. For those of you who have submitted an application, thank you. But again, I want to kind of really add to the story this morning. Worcestershire itself is a county. We're a rural county, but we're working hard as part of the Local Enterprise Partnership ambition for a 2040 vision. Really, this means that there is massive investment going into this locality to grow the technology company footprint and academic footprint in associated tech. There will be investment and growth at Malvern Hill Science Park. That's the acronym MHSP for those of you that aren't local. Parkway is the new out-of-town Worcester connected railway station, so linking Worcester to London, to Bristol, Cardiff, Birmingham and the north, with more availability and access. Shrub Hill is a station in Worcester, which is again set for some big innovation space growth. And Redditch Gateway in the north of Worcestershire, which will have footprint companies like Amazon, Fulfilled by Amazon, and other distribution and technology company on a park. The skilled workforce is also really an area of investment for Worcestershire, because we need higher paid jobs in the technology space. We need to attract not only talent in, but we also need to expand and grow our current workforce, so that you as businesses of the future, and as you scale and grow, you'll be able to recruit the kind of people that you need to grow your companies with the innovation and the ideas and the skill set you're going to need. Inward investment, again, not really for this webinar, but just to kind of touch on it, inward investment is bringing either national or international investment into Worcestershire. So we're trying to attract companies from all over the world, and we have groups, technology groups visiting us from USA, from Israel, from Finland, from France, all associated around some of the investment going into Worcestershire. And the other area of tech is 5G, with our security technology hat on, again, really important to this network growth. Again, just to give you a bit of a flavour, I'm sorry this is a photo of two guys, but this is kind of a photo of one of our mentors and one of our cohort 1 companies. Mentors are a big part of our offer, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit later on about. So why you've joined this webinar this morning is really to understand what is offered in the acceleration program that Betaden can offer. It's a 9-month program with a 3-part structure to it. The commitment to run with a 9-month program is very flexible, and we appreciate that for a lot of people you've got to buy food, pay rent, pay mortgages, and live. So we try and structure some of this content to enable you to balance that, but also a good commitment, and to get the best and to maximize the opportunity that Betaden is offering during this 9-month placement. This infographic is really just endorsing what Betaden commercial technology acceleration means, very simplistically. You join the program. The first phase is a framing, 3 months, so really shaking down the tech, really shaking down your maybe your first stage MVP, but the viability to take that idea, concept or product to market is all part of this process. The proof of concept and the concept development is matched to the funding that we offer, which is the £15,000 worth of proof of concept funding, which if you are a cohort founder in Betaden, we pay your match. So you can access the full maximum £15,000 without having to contribute to that funding. The subject expert support are our mentors and coaches. Okay, sorry about that, slight interruption. I'll call that a technical hitch. So our mentors and coaches, again, are pre-selected, and we contract with them based on their technical, sales, innovation, and legal, financial backgrounds and relevant connectivity to technology companies. And they work very closely with cohort founders according to the need of each individual founder, I would stress. Our route to market piece is really, really relevant, which is what makes us different from other accelerators. We are connecting to industry. We are connecting to pilots. We're connecting to really testing the tech so that it does have a commercial face to it. It's really important you understand that. We're not an academic accelerator. We are about business. We're about future commercial value. So the offer, again, just to briefly recap for those of you that may just want a reminder this morning, the proof of concept grant is up to a value of £15,000, and that's on an applied for basis. We have a project manager that runs the whole application and support and workshops around how you can use that money and what you can use it for. We provide free space to you at the Science Park office address. It's an open plan environment, really, really convivial to not only your own space, but networking across the 5G project team, your other cohort founders, and the support from the Betaden team. The mentoring, as I said, is booked and reserved by the Betaden team. And again, we schedule those sessions across the 9 months. And obviously 5G very, very much consistently in the news. But again, we hope to have a live test environment ready for cohort 3, where appropriate, to be able to test the viability of your idea or technology. Now I'd just like to kind of really reference how this works. So as I said, 9 months program spread across 3 phases. And I hope this, again, this slide really just indicates where we really kind of put the effort in and where we need you to be kind of, you know, adding your story to this, this program delivery. The framing in 1 to 3, the proof of concept, shakedown and application and design development in 4 to 6, and route to market in months 7 to 9, culminating in a showcase event at the end of your cohort program to an invited audience of investors, stakeholders, and industry. As you can see, there's a lot of energy, and Betaden as is still a relatively early stage accelerator, proving its worth in the market. Accelerators are aplenty across the UK and run in different ways according to their business structure or their academic association. This is very different for Worcestershire, so we're really testing the market to see if this is viable, and this will create the businesses of the future Worcestershire is looking to support. Again, a little bit of a deeper kind of look at the program, just again to give you more information of how this staging works and the areas you'll be working on. The Science Park, not the most beautiful picture, but the Science Park, we're in the building on the left, the green building, and it's a great space, great views of the Malvern Hills, a cafe on site, and again, plenty of space to clear your head when your ideas are driving you nuts. But this Science Park is going to triple in size over the next 10 years. We have a great relationship with the Science Park so that they allow Betaden alumni to go into a 6-month free additional space. If you're growing your idea, you like this address adds value for you, and this network adds value. So we have 9 months in the program, but for the right companies and the right pathway, you can have an additional 6 months of residency here for no charge. Again, second stage, just kind of re-endorsing the areas of development and how we're pushing the technology through. And again, just examples of some of our events on site in our space. It's many and varied, and again, lots of content, lots of different topics, meetups, technical experts, and different sector focuses as well. And the final stage, again, just to endorse, preparing the pitch deck, very important. We have a action coaching mentor that works very closely with the cohort to help you prepare the best story. The finessing the story is really important. So from a commercial point of view, we need to make sure you're in the right shape and can communicate your solution. These are some of the companies that have gone through cohort 1 and are currently in cohort 2. It's not complete because there are new co's being created out of some of these names. So some existing companies are now going to be bringing new brands and new names to market with their technology as they advance through cohort 2. Now just a few words from one of our cohort 1 companies. David has joined me today, really just to give his perspective on what it's like in Betaden and what he's got out of it. So David from SYNDIAL, I'll let you set the scene.
Thank you, Linda, and good morning, everyone. I am David Lowe. I am the founder of a deep tech company known as SYNDIAL. Now, we needed a proactive and gearing environment, and Betaden, for us, gave a perfect sounding board to allow us to fine-tune our ideas and how we were going to develop product to market. Now, during the cohort 1 that we were part of, we restructured and refocused SYNDIAL primarily based on the feedback from the mentor inputs, particularly on market awareness and strategic planning. So we also used our proof of concept funding to scale up our demonstrator so we could prove we could run across data centers on 4 continents. For the proof of concept funding, other companies in the cohort use it, for example, to develop their IPR or patenting or branding areas. So the use of the proof of concept funding is really quite broad. Now, after cohort 1, so cohort 1 finished after 9 months, we had a great time, but that isn't the end of it, because we then moved into another space quite close to Betaden, here on the Science Park, along with another team from cohort 1, SYNDIAL Technologies. So we're still maintaining the momentum that we benefited from as part of Betaden. Now, SYNDIAL itself, our first product is going to be a novel, fast and energy efficient machine learning approach to allow us to predict protein folding structures direct from amino acid sequences. Now, this is to help companies design new medicines. I mention this because it gives you an idea of the type of deep tech that is capable of running inside Betaden itself. More recently, we've applied for an Innovate UK Smart Award. We'll be hearing about that very soon. And we'll be entering a global competition this year to compete with the world's best on predicting new protein structures. Note that Google's DeepMind won the last time around, and we hope they'll be there again because we intend to beat them. So thank you very much. Any queries, please send me any questions, and I'll try my best to answer them.
Thanks, David. Really appreciate that endorsement there for Betaden. To give you a flavour of the kind of tech and entrepreneurs we have in our cohorts. So just a 2-minute video now, just to kind of, again, help you understand the application process if you haven't seen it or for the first time. This is 2 minutes, 8 seconds of us selling you Betaden. Hello, I'm Linda Smith, CEO of Betaden. So what is Betaden? It's a commercial technology accelerator to really push you down a pathway to take your technology to market. What makes Betaden different is our route to market plan. It's a 9-month dedicated program with funding, with mentoring, and with access to industry supply chains, so you can really work up your idea.
Hi, my name's Tommy Williams and I'm the CEO of Radar. We came to Betaden with an idea, but we didn't know how to build it. So we used mentors and our other cohort members to help us get to our first paying customers.
My name's David Sidaway. I'm the founder of SYNDIAL Technologies. Betaden's provided a series of mentors to enable you to assess lots of different aspects of running your future company. So everything from intellectual property protection, marketing, general strategy, pitch decks, funding.
We're now recruiting for Betaden Cohort 3. Our third pilot programme is open and live for applications from the 8th of January 2020, closes on the 17th of February. This could be the pace that you're looking for to create and generate your new technology products, and we really want to hear from you. Apply now. Applications for Cohort 3 are open. So, self-promotion, but I hope that again adds to your understanding of what we're about and give you a quick, should we say, round robin of our space here at the Science Park. So the application stage 1 is really easy. I'd like to hear from more of you. Spread the word, please. Interviews early March, offers made. So we're going to go to Q&A now. So for your questions.